Welcome, hello. Welcome, high voltage. Fire disco. Fire in the Taco Bell. Fire in the disco. Fire in the gates of hell. Don't you want to know how it keeps starting fires? It's my desire. It's my desire. Don't you want to know how he keeps starting fires? It's my desire. It's my desire. Danger, danger. High voltage. When we touch and we kiss. Danger, danger. High voltage. When we touch, when we kiss, when we touch. Danger, danger. High voltage. When we touch and when we kiss. Danger, danger. High voltage. When we touch, when we kiss, when we touch, when we kiss. Don't you want to know how to keep starting fires? It's my desire. It's my desire. Don't you want to know how it keeps starting fires? It's my desire. It's my desire. It's my desire. Danger, danger. High voltage. When we touch and when we kiss. Danger, danger. It's high voltage. We touch, when we kiss, when we touch. Danger, danger. High voltage. When we touch and when we kiss. Danger, danger. High voltage. When we touch, when we kiss, when we touch, when we kiss. Lover. Woo! Disco! Fire in the disco! Fire in the Taco Bell! Fire in the disco! Fire in the disco! Fire in the gates of hell! Wow! Gates of hell! It says it! Wow! Gates of hell! Wow! Gates of hell! Danger, danger! It's high voltage! When we touch, when we kiss, when we touch, when we kiss, lover! Woo! What a song! What a video! Shared it a month or so ago. What an amazing video too! Morning! Morning, noon or night. Morning. Okay, I couldn't wait to sing that. We've come back, part 2, high voltage, high voltage. Okay, so we've got part 1, and I thought it'll end up as a conspiracy theory, won't it? In 50 years' time, when they're going, well, we had a part 1, what happened to the part 2? And they'll be looking for it forever and a day. So put everybody out of the misery. There will never be a conspiracy theory. We are doing the part 2, and it's going to be right now. Real people, real time, really reading the cards. Let's see. Yeah, we can see them. They're left from last time. And also, online, the tarot guide. There's an actual tarot card reading guide on what the cards mean, so the tarot guide, it's called. If you ever wanted to look them up yourself. Okay, so we did sell most of the cards, and then my boyfriend there, so that was it. Gone, one hour, gone. Legged it. Oh, give it legs, didn't I? Right, so we're back. Guess who's back? Back again. Shady's back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? 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 Okay, so we started off with the star. Okay, so then is this stagnant energy? Has this been and gone? And now are we kind of having a little bit of closure? A little bit of closure and a little bit of fresh start. And I do feel, honestly, like a lot of enlightenment or in relationships. You know, if you're going to, generally speaking, and this is a love reading and it's a general reading, and I do hope that it helps somebody. I hope it helps yourself. Even if you're switching it up to kind of give you a bit of food for thought in your own relationship, life, guidance, how you apply it to yourself. I do hope it helps, and it is a general reading. So, say about relationships then. And, if you draw a line under it, you draw a line under it. And, when you do look back, it is to see how far you have come, or the lesson that was learned, or how you dealt with it to its final closure, that end of that karmic cycle. That's how you reflect and then carry on moving forwards. And, once that's, taken out and that's your boundaries and it's been struck off and it's gone, then, instead of a woman turning up or a man turning up in that nervous disposition that, you've turned them into this anxious, nervous wreck, and they come in, generally speaking, oh God, obviously confirmation, there you go, confirmation, generally speaking. So that, they're coming towards you, like a screaming banshee or whatever it, the case may be. Whereas, draw a line under it. Will you be in a relationship with me? Yes, I will. And that's your bubble. That's where you start from. That's your fresh start. So then, when you're putting romance in, and it's romantic, and then you've got a romanticised woman coming towards you with love hearts in her eyes and stars in her eyes, so I think we're kind of at, that point. So have a bit of strength, and courage, and be brave to stand up for what you believe in, to stand up for what you want. Well, if you want a caring, nurturing, loving, compassionate being coming towards you, then accept them when they do come, because it is of their free will to be that way. That's what you're asking for. And it said it before, I read it before, because it said it before. Your vibe attracts your tribe. And I don't, particularly kind of say things, stuff like that. But, it does ring true, doesn't it? And that's your intuition. Oh, yeah, that rings true. And I've heard it before. And it is familiar. And let's give it a bit of thought. And your vibe does attract your tribe. So if your vibe is hostile, manipulation, narcissistic, opposition, obtuse, whatever it is, lying, cheating, scheming, plotting, waylaying, breadcrumbing, closeting, left on red, I don't even know. Well, if that's your vibe, well, then that's going to be your tribe, innit? That's what's going to be magnetised back towards you, back to you. So then, let's start again now. So, right, I didn't even actually hear what you said the first time because I wasn't listening properly. And now I'll stop. I'm going to listen to you seriously, take it seriously. Do you want to be in a relationship because you've spotted me? You've already spotted me. Yeah, the coolest out of everybody. You have spotted me. So, again, take it seriously. Oh, shouldn't have even made a bit of a joke about that. But, you've been spotted for whatever reason, and it is a reason. It is a reason toward you be in a relationship with me. Be there. Will you be there? Be in this relationship with me? Yes, please. There, that's it. No projecting false illusions. Oh, thanks, boyfriend. I like that. projecting false illusions, whatever you're projecting out, that's what's going to come back for you. So if you're honest about, your projections that you're putting out, then that's what's going to come towards you. So I think there's like been an epiphany moment or a lightning moment, or, if it's your relationship, you're committed and invested in your relationship, see it aside from anybody else, it's just for yourself. So then, do you want a hostile relationship, a volatile relationship, a violent, abusive, aggressive, lying, whatever, deceitful, devious relationship? Or do you want, loyalty, love, caring, sharing, whatever it is, innit? So have strength in you. Saying what you want. Do keep straight away. Suddenly I can forget what I'm even talking about. Honestly, it shows it's a channeled message, and it's for eternity. This one, it's an eternal love, and an eternal love message. They've got stars in their eyes for each other. Oh, and that's another one, Crazy Town. Got stars in your eyes. I can't remember it now. And another song I wanted to sing as well. Could go with the flow. That one. Anyway, got it. And like suddenly got a brain like a sieve. Okay, so it's eternal. It's infinity. You've got infinity within you. You've got stars in your eyes for each other. You're captivated, by each other. And again, it's that like round the bubble, isn't it? And that we're getting over it. That's like gone to battle, gone to war, hasn't it? Right, so we've got stars in our eyes for each other. We've got the 7 of Pentacles, which is God's number, God's divine, right next to it on its right hand side. God's divine union, God's divine unity, God's divine timing, God's plan. And you've both been fighting for it. There's 2 of Swords there, isn't there? 1 for each hand each, isn't there? 1 each for each hand. Okay, so you are working together. And I think that justice, the opposite of that, it's not fair. I think that's all been struck off. I think you've had kind of courage to go, the merry-go-round, the karmic cycles, and you do have to sit within them karmic cycles to pass through them, to jump off them, or to get to the end of it. And to be in them is a very devastating, devastating and traumatizing and terrorizing. It's that kind of state that you're in while you're working through it at your weakest and at your most vulnerable, so be there to hold each other's hand, have 1 for each hand, and 2 each, 1 for each hand each. That's 4 of Swords. Your thinking, capture intelligence, work together. It's all about that togetherness and work. How does a relationship work together? What it even is a relationship? What's a relationship mean to you? Or how do you see it? How do you see it going forward? And what do you need to put into a relationship? What actions are you going to put into this relationship if it's going to be eternal and infinity, forever and ever and ever? X marks the spot. You've got stars in your eyes, and you've got the Queen of Swords at the bottom. So somewhere along the line, she's your queen. Things haven't been going fair, but I think with a bit of strength, perseverance, courage, bravery, tenacity, I think you've worked through such a lot, and with God by your side, definitely working with God by your side. V for victory, 2 for the 2 of you. There's stars in your eyes, round your head. You've got stars for each other. Star-crossed lovers. And he's there, strong as a lion, prowess, and, keeping the calm and tickling under the chin, and, natural instinct. What's it called? Like, your basic instinct, your natural instinct, your internal instinct, not paternal or maternal instinct, like your natural instinct. And, And then we had the world, didn't we? So she is your world. You know, there's 2 females and we've got 3 males. I think the justice is male. On the strength card, La Force. That's a very male dominant card, you know, predominantly the male, you know, masculine card. And then the hangman, you know, to be vulnerable, that's underneath the strength, and to show your strength and what you need and want and wish for, and can put your cards on the table, is then what you will get, which will then make you become the man that you are destined to be, you know. So do surrender to it, surrender to being honest, being very honest, and then like attracts like. That's then what you'll attract. Or that's like the frequency that, you know, will, like static distortion, you know, them cells in it, sound, vibration, that tuning fork, you know, it all kind of comes together. So you've got the world between you, you've got that energy and that power of the world, and it's a flight away, you know, it's a boat trip away, it's a car trip away, and it's travel time, whether you're on a space rocket going to Venus, or on the train going to Brighton, or on a flight out of here going to Sweet Home Alabama. Oh, I want to kick into that one again. I don't even want to do that one. I want to do the Eminem version. Sweet Home Alabama. Me, your mum, and whoever, we went to the same school. That bit, anyway. Right, brilliant. So, high vibe, morning glory, high voltage, intense, passionate. Getting to have a bit of a more of a feel of what's expected of you in this relationship. A little bit of passion, a little bit of intimacy, a little bit of talking and confiding and trusting and faith and belief. Because aside from that, then it's just friends in it. These qualities, these behaviours, these traits and relationships together is what makes it a relationship, and different by definition than any friendship at all. You know, the intimacy, that's what makes you that relationship, the togetherness, the dependency, now codependency, right? And I'll just talk then about it for a minute, because, you know, I think we've got all the bases covered here. 3 is a magic number. 3, 4, emotions, love, fulfillment. Surrender to it, have it, take it with both hands. It's yours. What's destined for you will find you, and that's your queen. She's there. She's looking up. She's looking over to you. She's on the other side of the world to you. She's dancing for you. She's doing a bit of burlesque and showing you all about it. She's got a strength. She's grabbing the bull by the horns. That's why you're compatible and well suited and recognise each other, and it's familiar about each other, and you feel at home with each other. And will you be in a relationship with me? Well, I'll be strong with you. I'll be thoughtful with you. I'll be that deep sea thinking with you, that now we can deep think together, can't we? Somewhere between the devil and the deep blue sea is how deep our thoughts can go, and now we can deep think together, can't we? And naturally within you. So then that's like what makes it, you want to be there. Do you want to be in a relationship? Yes, please. Okay, so got the cards covered. Then I was going to say something else, and then I came back to something else, didn't I? Oh, God. Oh, and do you know, I do watch these back, and I think I do get to the point eventually. I don't know her. She's like, I think you are each other's world. 3 is the magic number. It's infinity. You both got your, 2 weapons in each hand, fighting for it. God's grace, God's divine timing, God's plan. Stars in your eyes. It's not been fair, but now it is, with a bit of courage, determination, tenacity, chewing through the fat, taking it on with, both hands, with both hands. That strength card again, that confirmation of each other again, that freedom again. There was no magic tricks. There was no scheming, plotting, deceiving, underhanded tactics. It was all quite open, free as a bird. Your free will. It's a free country. It's a free country last time I looked. Freedom of speech. It was a free country last time I looked, and nothing could be freer than a bird, could there? So you didn't have to have any false or unclear confusion around a spiritual contract, about a spiritual code, or is that a magic trick? Is it black magic? Is it, nothing on nothing? It's free as a bird, and you both come together in union, same time, same place, same togetherness, and like fell in love at first sight. Like, look at how it, like, they're looking at each other. It's like love at first sight. High as a kite. On cloud nine, it looks like that to me. And, X marks the spot. Yeah. X marks the spot. Yeah. For him and for her. And yeah, they're both like in agreement to it. So X marks the spot. Yeah, I think so. X marks the spot. They're both thinking that. They both thought that. Strength of the Lion. X marks the spot. So what's that? 7 again. So again, peace, victory, and success over everything. And then the two of you, it's all about the two of you. Oh, that's what I was going to say. It was something about codependency. That's what it was. Right. So it is about the two of you. The Pentacles working together, your coinage, your victory, your longevity, your legacy, your victory, your heritage, your bloodline, all of it, all in the eyes of the divine God, God Almighty, God Almighty. 7 of Swords gave you them gifts: intuition, telepathy, astral travel, faith in God, faith in your gifts, gut feeling, energy, recognizing it, reading energy, reading faces, reading patterns, reading behavior, working with the universe, working with the seasons. The full moon, you put your full intentions out there. The new moon, you put your new intentions out there, or you start your new step. Start a new step then. All went wrong. It's not fair. Well, put your new step out there then. Start your new step again. Let's draw a line on it. Fresh start. Bad people. Okay, so codependency. Now, I'm sure there's like healthy and unhealthy, and that's about twin flames as well. He's solely purely self-looking after himself, isn't it? All about self-looking after, and she's like not even bothering looking after herself. She just wants to look after him. She just wants to tickle him under the chin, make sure he's fed and watered, tuck him into bed, give him a bath, wash under his armpits. She just wants to like look after him, doesn't she? Not looking after herself, and he's over looking after himself. He's like got double the fair share, half each. Come on, babe, half each. Okay, and that's like ends up being like the mixture, the dilution. The solution to pollution is dilution, and that's like the entanglement of it all, the intertwinement of it all, the allurement of it all, that marriage of it all, that togetherness of it all, got to come from somewhere, and meet halfway. You've got to be somewhere. And like on that note as well, I'll come to you when I'm healthy. I'll come to you while I'm healthy. Well, is that, are you 80% healthy and 20% not? Or is it 35-65? Is it 18-62%? Is it 75-25%? What are you even talking about now? And then it becomes public opinion. Well, that's in the eyes of everybody else. So in your eyes, what's that percentage? And how do you feel about that? Because in my eyes, if you're saying 85%, well, to me, that is like, it ain't nothing. Your problem, your situation, your whatever, to me, that's like ain't nothing. I'm outside the box and it's like nothing whatsoever. So, then that's up to them. Do you see that as unhealed, or are you actually looking for someone that's 100% unhealed, so you can take them? They've come with the scrapes and the bruises and the bumped head and grazed knees and ear falling off, nose bitten off, eyeballs gouged out, leg falling off, toes hanging off, unhealed, 100%, generally speaking, you might be the one that wants to hose them down and wipe, your cotton wool buds and wipe the blood off and put the band-aid on, put this, the plaster on and, give them the pink fluffy stuff and there, are you okay? I don't know, so, that's like beauty's in the eye of the beholder. The healing or unhealed is in the eye of the beholder. Or, do they need to be needed? Or that God, it's like man flu is always ill. Man flu, and you just can't even be arsed. Oh, get that away from me and your man flu. Take that elsewhere. No sympathy. Get away from me. Do whatever. Okay, something like that about healed, So, then that's then what's compatible to you two, isn't it? What works for you two, and giving and taking, and I don't know, you're both there and giving freely of your own free will. You could say no, but you're saying yes. And they could either be taking it and then becoming entitled and on a pedestal of their own kind of definition. Or then they could, whether they were asked to or not, because when you're giving, you don't ever expecting anything back. But in their nature, that's then that they're normally the giver. But then as like the giver, generally speaking, and then the other person becomes entitlement. And not only then do they see you like the dog's body, even though it's your free choice. I don't mind throwing that litter in the bin for you. It's no big deal to me. It keeps me responsible and I like all that kind of stuff. But then they start abusing you while they're at it and they don't get it. And that's what I mean all the time by that. Okay, so then codependency. Now, I don't actually know anything about it, right? I absolutely, I don't know the first thing about it. And I only, excuse me, even heard the term a few years ago at the beginning of the pandemic, at the beginning of the scamdemic, chlamydia 19. Right, and it was wherever I was, hi, my name's Rebecca, and I'm a fucking raving lunatic maniac, okay, somewhere where I was, and then, the conversation, then not mine, was about codependency, and this, addiction, it's bordering on addiction, or, I don't really know, I've got no idea about it, to be honest. No idea whatsoever. And these people, I don't know, getting really unhealthy for each other and not even I'd die for you, babe, dying for each other, I honestly, I don't even know, I don't know. It just was all very unhealthy. And where we were, my name's Rebecca, fucking raving loony maniac lunatic. And so that's where I learned a little bit about that. Anyway, so then, fairly then recently, on a live, and it's generally speaking, it's totally generally speaking about codependency, and it's not even a significant story. It's just a general, was it an opinion? Was it just that it existed? I don't even know, can't remember. It was nothing. It was just that I was thinking, God, I've not heard about that for ages. Again, this problem, we got out of this problem of codependency, and it was unhealthy, and now I'm healed from that. But aren't all marriages or relationships, aren't they all a codependent relationship? So your finances are kind of in the same pot. You're living under the same roof. Your vacations and family holidays are together. Your meal times are coinciding with each other. Your school and your work life and your recreational extracurricular activities are all in parallel and taking each other's into consideration and depending that they can pick you up and drop you off and you've got that finance means for it or whatever it is. And so, like, my opinion, like thinking, well, I've then always thought that, like, a marriage then is that label of codependent. Like, so then how can it be an unhealthy addiction or something to heal from? A codependent relationship, so I wasn't so sure. So I don't know really anything about it. So then for this, and my final kind of, so let me just get this straight for a minute. Hang on a sec, babe. Let me just get this straight for a second. So then my beliefs as the Queen of Wands, and I've met my boyfriend and his beliefs, his beliefs. Codependency then is and then we're having our recreational time together, we're putting our heads together, we're working at building our empire together, we're making sure each other is emotionally fulfilled and loved and respected and taken care of and be there. I'll make sure, I'll be there and, I want you to be there and do you want to be in a relationship? Yes, please. And that's codependence. And depending that the other's going to come home so you can sleep well at night because you know that they're safe and you know that they're there. Codependent that, when half the bills are due, depend on them that they're going to turn up at mealtime. If they're getting home every night at the 9 to 5 finish, I'm going to be home by 5:30, without even hearing from them, you've already kind of started dinner at 5, it's going to be dealt out at 5:30, and you're codependent that they're going to be turning up and and all that, or that they're not kind of talking to the work wife and getting it all off the chest and getting that influence from the work wife and depending, what you saying, I need to depend on your advice and your help and your input. And then when, if they're getting it from the work wife, when they're coming home, well, they've got nothing to talk about. They're empty. They're an empty vessel then, aren't they? Or they've already had that input, they've already got that other half, they've already got that feminine input, so then they don't need yours, do they? So then you're there to being redundant and they're like an empty vessel. So then codependency. So if I then was talking to the Greek waiter about all my problems and confiding in this Greek waiter every day, go for my lunch there, don't I? Greek waiter, talk to him every day for my lunch. And then my friend, my ex-work colleague, Pete, and I go on vacation with him, don't I? Go on vacation with him, right? So I'm not codependent now, am I? I'm not codependent on my boyfriend, on my beautiful, beautiful boyfriend. And then I go out to dinner with my work colleagues, don't I? So, we've got Peter, Paul, Mark and Luke, haven't we? So I'm going out for them. So now I'm dependent on the good times, the recreation, the fun times, the food for fuel. I'm dependent on them lot for me evening now, aren't I? And then my weekends, I'm depending on a few of the guys because we're playing football, aren't we? So I'm dependent on them lot now, aren't I? So I'm not codependent on my beautiful boyfriend. So then if I'm going on vacation with this guy, holiday with that guy, drinks with that guy, a meal with that guy, holidays and intimacy with that guy, fun with that guy, walks with that guy, work with that guy, this guy, that 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 guy, then what do you even need a relationship for? Like, what are you in a relationship for? So then for me, I then, in my true nature, my authentic self, must be the most codependent person to ever have walked the planet, because my boyfriend, I want to share cookies with him. I want to be there when he wakes up. I want to be there at 4 o'clock in the morning when he can't sleep. I want to be there talking about Cajun chicken and rice and he had to mix it halfway through. I want to be there listening when he's beating away at the sound and the march of his own drum. I want to be there when he's talking and telling me all about it. I want to be there for the vacations, for the fun, for the drama, for the cut-ups, for the kickbacks, for the nature, for the intuition, for the wisdom, for the foresight, for the pleasure. I want to be there for the pleasure of it all. I want to be codependent on my 10 fingers and 10 toes. 10 add 10 equals 20. 10 add 10 equals 20. I want to be that codependent, the vacations, the fun. If I'm going lingerie shopping with all the frills and the spills, the lace and the frills and all that, I'll go shopping with him. I'll be wearing it for him. I'll be laundering it with him. I'll be doing it all with him. It'll be codependent on him, not with, and then I'm going to go shopping with Dave. I'll try it on for Steve. I'll try it on the first time for Danny, and then Steve. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm not codependent on my boyfriend. Nah, I'm the most codependent person on the world. Never on a break. Never on a break. Do I listen to you? Listen to you. Will you be in a relationship with me, please? Yes, please. Okay. So fresh start. Both came flying in, both came swooping in, flying in, and there it was, the dance of magic, there it is. So X marks the spot, she is you on, he is you on, they're both saying it, they're looking at each other, and looking in each other's eyes in the intimacy, not to put too fine a point on it, say, and they only be in your bonnet, and looking at them in their eyes. Nothing to hide. And then I think about singing, and the difference between the people who make it and your push-throughs and your breakthroughs, right? And now this is very important to take heed just, to this message. And your eye contact, so it could now be a business meeting, accepting an award, an award ceremony. And, these two, these lovebirds, these starstruck lovebirds, and they're looking at each other in each other's eyes through the intimate times, through the deep times, through the strong times, the brave times, the submissive times, the unfair and fair and challenging and battling times, eternity, looking in each other's eyes. And so now we'll talk about singing and the breakthrough. So then singing, and then you get to that, right? So then I'll come always on to Axl Rose, okay? So then the singing and us, and we're singing, okay? And then if really you're just looking in one camera lens, that's it. Okay, so then when you're singing, and then you've got this pitch, this sound, this note, this key, key in it, a note, like a C minor, like a high pitched note. And then next thing your eyes are squeezed together. So for one, your face is tense and the note's not quiet. Right, maybe it is, maybe it's not. But you can still sing that note with your eyes open, and you don't want to bare your soul. So that's why you close your eyes. I got these closed eyes. And it didn't matter whether you had your eyes closed or open, but you don't want people to see your eyes bulging. Look at Axl Rose with his eyes bulging, his mouth wide open. And you don't want, they're going to look at me with my eyes bulging and my eyes wide open and my mouth wide open, and there's spit everywhere, spitting it. When I say I'm spitting it, I'm spitting on my dining room table, babe. So then intimacy, but then singing. So then, you've closed your eyes because of that. And also you've kept your eyes closed while you're singing this. Not that one. I'll edit that out. I won't. I don't even know how to edit. Learn your editing, digital skills. and you close your eyes because you don't want to bare your soul. You don't want people. Oh God! When I was listening to Kate Bush and Axl Rose, and they were singing and babushka, 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 ay, and she was singing her soul out, and she was bearing her soul, and she kept her eyes open, and that's the push through. That's the breakthrough, and that's what makes them different than you. That they were prepared to do it. They were prepared to do it, and that's the only difference. They were prepared to stand there in front of one camera lens and just themselves. That's all that was in the room. And they were looking in that lens like myself. And I'll do it. I'll do it regardless, pushing through the stigma, whether my eyeballs are bulging out because I'm reaching that note, or, I'm bearing my soul. You can see a soul, you can see inside you, and I'm trying to hide myself and making myself less than. Well, it's only for 2 minutes anyway, but it's the fact that I'm prepared to do it. I'm prepared to do it, and that's what makes a difference, and that's what Axl Rose is prepared to do. That's what Kate Bush is prepared to do. Babushka, 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 ay. Ay, ay, babushka, 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 ay. That's the breakthrough, and that's what makes a difference. So, mine when you say, belt it out, mouth wide open, you hear people say it all the time, shout, you sing, when you're doing your presentations, and addressing people, like you're doing it to the back of the audience, aren't you? Always imagine that they're always naked. That was the classic one. Okay, so codependency. So personally then, I am the most codependent person in the world. Very needy, very clingy. Luckily for me, it said it first in the Bible about I am allowed to be perfectly, completely needy and clingy unto the Lord. So I am very needy and very clingy, and luckily I am of my true nature, and my boyfriend doesn't mind. He doesn't mind that I'm very needy, very clingy, and very codependent. The most codependent, clingy, needy person in existence, and he doesn't mind. I'm his world, don't mind. And he might have to live on the other side of the world, kind of put up with that. We'll never know, will we? Move in anytime. Okay, so that's it so far. Surrender to it. She's your queen, he's your king, you're together, and I think it's all turning out quite fair now. So let's have a little look. Oh, do you know what I didn't say? Always check your settings before you set off. What's on the bottom? The Page of Swords. So there you go. Set your message. Get your message clear. Your true, authentic, natural, pure, your true self before it got covered in rubbish and layers of nonsense on it. Be honest about it. Stand next to each other, and you have got it all. You've got the swords, you've got the wands, so you've got the magic, you've got the vibrancy, you've got the encouragement, you've got the qualities, and you've got the skills, the research, the tutorials. You've got everything behind it as well, so you're not just saying it. Talk is cheap. You're definitely putting actions to it. Infinity, eternity, it'll last forever and ever and ever, and that's what's at the heart of it. And next to it is the Three of Cups. 3 is a magic number. It's you two, it's you, it's, him or it's her, and, it's God, and you're raising a cup to it. The Three of Cups, is that normally the cup where they're all rejoicing and merriments and celebrating and, raising a glass to it, cheering to it, chin, chin, bottoms up, cheers, let's raise a glass to it. So it looks very celebratory. What's the word? Contrary. I think prior it was a bit contrary, and I think that has totally subsided. So, the jealousy's gone, the contrary's gone. We don't even know because we've drawn a line under it, and the only time we look back is to see how far along you've come, or to see how it was resolved in the first place, how you came to your resolve, and how it did come to its natural end of the cycle. The end of all them karmic cycles, the dead weight, the monkey on your back, the monkey, the wrench, the monkey in your wrench, whatever that saying was it Red Hot Chili Peppers? So all them boundaries, all them karmic cycles, all them restrictions and bondages holding you tied back, them, restrictions, karmic cycles, you're living it first before you're even entertaining the other person. So things like forgiveness. That person did, I won't swear at, I was just actually going to swear and stop myself. This person did this, that, and the other. Well, we forgive them. We forgive them for being a so-and-so, don't we? We forgive them for being a so-and-so, doing this, that, and the other. That says everything about them. It says nothing about me. We'll forgive them for being a so-and-so, for doing this, that, and the other. And that's the end of it. Done. Okay, and then we carry on with our own lives. Forgive and move on. It's that quick. It's that easy. Forgive. You're whatever. You did whatever. I forgive you for being whatever. Forgive you for doing whatever. Done. Forgive. Move on. Done. Carry on with your own life, your own goals, your own dreams, your own passions, your own wish fulfillments, and you don't get preoccupied reliving and regurgitating old karmic cycles, bad habits, bad learnt behaviours, bad programming. You strip it off, and you be true to yourself. You totally be true and authentic to yourself, and then you'll get a life that's true and authentic to you. You'll have your correct destiny then, won't you? Your authentic, true destiny, because you're being true and authentic. Okay, so yeah, and it's cutting away, isn't it? The sword, cut it away, slice it away, cut it off, blocked, cut off, gone. No attachments, severing the rubbish off, no attachments whatsoever. It's cut off, it's gone. Okay, 3 of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles. Okay, so I'm going to give him a little shuffle, but 3 of Pentacles kind of confirms, and it's then like in a perfect diagonal line, isn't it? You've got your 7 God's number of Pentacles, which is your work and your building up and your success, victory, 3D material gains, your fruits of your labour. It's all that. Your infinity, forever, eternity, eternal. The world is yours. Everything is there for the taking. And then back to the magic number. It really is. Everything for your success and victory is there for the taking. So we'll take that. I won't take the 4 of Pentacles. I'm going to give him like a little shuffle. For us. So, and then we'll see what comes out. Okay, see if one pops out, and then we'll take that one as a confirmation. So there's definitely the 2 of you. It is at the beginning, fresh start. Let's start again. If you bring in romance into it, then you're going to get someone very love struck coming up towards you. You reap what you sow, and what are you putting into the relationship? How can you help? What can you put in? What bit of magic can you put in? So now you're thinking in terms of a relationship. You're thinking in them dynamics. So yeah, it's all very clear, clarity, confirmation, working in that relationship dynamics, and that's your bubble, and it's infinity, it's eternity, very equal, and you're both wanting the same thing, and you have both put a fight in it. You've both been a little bit young-minded and grown through it, evolved from it. Evolved, I think, is the best word. enrich your life, very entangled with each other as well. Look at all these, very entangled. Your thoughts are entangled, your intelligence is entangled, your wisdom's entangled, your knowledge, very compatible, very on the same page, very in unity, very kind of symmetrical. Oh, and there it is. We'll take that one straight away. So the Ace of Swords, so that's your passion. That is from start to finish. High voltage. When we touch, and when we kiss, danger, danger. Ooh, high voltage. When we touch, when we kiss, when we touch, when we kiss, lover. Da 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 da. Woo! Someone turned on. I hope that they are. X marks the spot. You've definitely found you one. Morning glory. What's the story, morning glory? Well, what's the story, morning glory? Well, I think, I don't know, like the whole oceans swallowed you up. And yes, set really good presidents, and it'll get better and better and better, more involved, better, build up. It's going to get better than what you can possibly imagine. It's going to blow your mind. So that's at the heart of it. Infinity, eternity, at the heart of it. Stars in their eyes, love struck, star-crossed lovers in the world, star-crossed lovers. God's there with the pentacles that build up, building unity. You've fought for it. You've fought all the bondages. You've cut them all off. You've severed them all off. That unfairness, injustice, what you're putting out, presenting, projecting false illusions. Thanks, boyfriend. Projecting false illusions, and it's not fair. So now we'll keep it real. Let's keep it real. Have a bit of strength. Have a bit of backbone. Put a bit of fight into it. Put a bite into it. Put a bit of bite into it. Have a bit of a grip onto it. And the natural instincts. Your natural instincts. Love is universal. Love. Oh, when they're there. Be there, one and all. I'll be there. You hear things for a reason, and that's your intuition. That's the messages, meaningful messages from the universe, and that is the path that you follow. I'll be there. How come I just heard that song? She said, call me, baby, and I'll come running. Why have you just heard that song? Very passionate, very, very passionate. Infinite building, going to get bigger and bigger. Infinite investment, commitment to the relationship dynamics, the faith in that, and now the investment and commitment to that relationship. You're investing and committing to the relationship. Okay, have a bit of strength about that. Submit about that. She's your world and he's your world, because they're all alongside each other there, aren't they, at the start of it? X marks the spot, double confirmation of God. She's the one, he's the one. It's God's divine planning, everything. Surrender to it. You're told. Confirmation again. It is eternal, forever, a bond, a ring, very significant, infinity, eternity, eternal love at the heart of it, next to love, next to the magic of love, the power of love, eternal love, eternal love, the magic of it. Surrender to it, have it, it's yours, embrace it, have the pleasure of it, give them opportunity to correct themselves, and then let them come back the corrected version, what you were talked about, what you worked through, what you fought through, what you were honest and open about. Have what you want, And she's there, sturdy as a rock. Whether you're screaming, shouting, screaming and hollowing, you're still screaming and hollowing from an angry place, from within the connection, from being very, very codependent, that's not the right one for this bit, but that's alongside, but from being very connected and being very, it's your world, that is, your relationship is all you think about, it's completely your world, and that probably is why you feel angry, upset, miserable, whatever it is, devastated, traumatized, these things, because you are in the heart of it. It is in the thick of you. It's your world. It's your whole world. This relationship is your whole world. And don't get me wrong, you could do everything yourself, painted the whole house myself, slowly but surely, whatever your frame of mind and mental state is, well, I'll just do it a bit at a time, so no one's saying that, just there to hold your hand, to be there. Will you be in a relationship with me, please? Yes, please. To be there, so that's the magic of it. And I think that's what that's kind of, she just wants him to hold her hand. Can we see, on point? Yeah. She just wants him to hold his hand, and he just wants her, and there's no just about this, because it's massive and it's by choice and it's free will. And then what he's asking for is that she's there. Just be there. Will you be there? She's asking, will you hold my hand? Will you hold my hand? Just us two in our little quiet corner, our little bubble, our privacy, our intimacy, our passion, will you be there to hold my hand, please? And he is coming up going, well, will you be there for me? That's enough for me. That's all I want. That is the complete of what I want. Will you be there for me? That's the complete of my ask. And her complete of her ask is, will you hold my hand, for me? Will you hold my hand with me for me? So very together and very like peas and carrots, very complimentary, very a marriage made in heaven, very intuitive, insightful, psychic, psychological, everything, and I think, he's the same. He's got his thinking cap on, he's got his third eye, he's got his gifts on alongside his, and his wisdom, his thinking cap, alongside his confidence, and they're both very confident, alongside his cleverness, his smartness, his streetwise, he wasn't born yesterday, very, very clever, and that's why they're evenly matched, very, very clever. And she's like natural instinct towards him, which then, is that kind of maternal love that mum knows best, alongside by your side in that partnership, in that love, in that passion, in that intimacy. They both got that, got the ones up, so I think they both wake up with the morning glory. No comment. So cutting away the boundaries, you're only restricting yourself. Get that devil off your back. Return to sender with a cherry on the top. Access denied, with a cherry pie-eyed in the name of Jesus Christ. And that is what we'll say about that. So it's gone. There's a line drawn under it, and it's a fresh start. And should the need arise that we need to look back on, such things, well, we will do, and we will see how far did we come. Look at them there, with full of passion, full of grace, full of God's good mercy, full of ambition, full of togetherness, full of passion, and youth, playfulness, adventurousness, together. They've come together as one. No comment. Morning glory. They've come together as one. So I'm going to leave it on that one. That was an exact message, that. Okay, so I'll bid you a good day. Have a fantastic day. Do have a wonderful, morning, noon or night. And do take care. Stay safe. So they come together as one in the end. Okay, we've got frilly underwear, and we've got the two of them, intimacy, tickling him under his chin behind his ear, and they're starstruck. So it's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from you.